The Centaurian defense fleet was dying. Admiral Kethvar watched from his command bridge as another of his cruisers exploded in brilliant silence, consumed by the relentless assault of the Void Swarm. His proud fleet of 300 vessels had been reduced to barely 50 in the span of 6 hours. The insectoid ships of the swarm moved like a living plague across space, their bioweapons dissolving armor, plating as if it were paper. Admiral, his communications officer's voice cracked with desperation. The colony ships report they're 2 hours from minimum safe jump distance. We need to hold the line. Ketvar's mandibles clicked grimly. Behind them, 47 million Centaurian civilians fled in massive colony vessels, the survivors of their homeworld's destruction. If the defense fleet fell here, at the edge of the Kepler Nebula, those refugees would be slaughtered like the rest of their species. All ships maintain formation, he commanded, though they both knew it was hopeless. Fight to the last. His words were cut short as a massive swarm bio ship, the size of a small moon, emerged from hyperspace. Its surface writhed with launching pods, each containing thousands of warrior drones. "Gods preserve us," someone whispered on the bridge. That was when space itself seemed to catch fire. A wall of plasma and nuclear flame erupted across the battlefield as 2,000 human ships dropped out of hyperspace in perfect formation. The Earth Federation WarArmada had arrived, their weapons already firing before they'd fully materialized. "This is Admiral Sarah Nakamura of the EFS Retribution." A human voice crackled across all frequencies. "Centaurian fleet, adjust your vector 15 degrees starboard and prepare for coordinated assault. The cavalry has arrived." Kethvar had heard stories about human warfare, their legendary aggression, their refusal to retreat, their terrifying innovation in the art of destruction. But witnessing it firsthand was something else entirely. The human ships moved like predators, not in the orderly formations his own people preferred, but in deadly hunting packs. Their fighters swarmed through the void ranks like angry wasps, while their capital ships unleashed weapons that turned space into a hellscape of fire and radiation. But it was their flagship that truly defied belief. The Retribution was massive even by human standards, bristling with weapon ports and armor plating scorched black from countless battles. As Kethvar watched, the great ship's main guns, each barrel the size of a destroyer, rotated toward the moon-sized swarm vessel. All ships, clear firing lanes. Admiral Nakamura's voice was ice-cold professional. "Target the Queen ship. Full spread, maximum yield." What happened next will be talked about in military academies for generations. The Retribution's main batteries fired in sequence. Each shot a miniature star's worth of destructive energy. But that wasn't what made the attack legendary. It was what the other human ships did next. Every vessel in the Armada, from massive dreadnoughts to tiny corvettes, fired simultaneously at the exact same target. 2,000 ships, their weapons perfectly synchronized, channeling their combined firepower into a single devastating lance of destruction. The Queen ship's bioarmor held for exactly 2.3 seconds. When it died spectacularly. The explosion was so bright that ships had to polarize their viewports to avoid blindness. The shockwave sent debris racing outward at relativistic speeds, taking out dozens of smaller swarm vessels in a cascade of destruction. But the humans weren't finished. Phase 2, Admiral Nakamura announced with savage satisfaction. "All ships, weapons free. Show these bugs what happens when they threaten our allies." The battle became a rout. The disciplined swarm formation dissolved into chaos as human ships cut through their ranks like fusion-powered scythes. Every weapon in the human arsenal was unleashed: plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, gravity bombs, and devices so classified that even their names were redacted from official reports. Within 30 minutes, the battlefield was littered with the burning wreckage of the Void Swarm. The few surviving bio ships fled into hyperspace, their collective mind traumatized by the absolute destruction they had witnessed. Admiral Kethvar stared at the carnage in stunned silence. His own fleet had lost 2/3 of their number trying to hold the line. The humans had destroyed an entire swarm battle group without losing a single ship. Admiral Nakamura, he transmitted, his voice filled with awe. The Centaurian Republic owes humanity a debt that can never be repaid.